recorded too, okay?
Okay.
Cheryl Wayne is joining.
Hello.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, Cordelia. How are you?
I'm
Good.
good.
How are you?
I'm
Good.
good.
Good. Arnstar said he's going to join right now too.
Okay.
All right. Great.
So I'm just letting you know I'm having problems with my Zoom. So
Okay.
my producer Valerie is filming this
Okay. Great.
for us because I don't know. I'm just Zooms. I don't know what's going on with the Zoom, but
Whatever works. Whatever works. That's great.
So now what's going on with you? You still in
Thank you
California?
for having us on.
Oh, of course. I mean, because you're like, I want someone to interview me. I'm like, why don't I just interview him? It doesn't make any sense.
That's fantastic. We're just happy to talk to people about the film and just meet new people and just spread the love, you know?
Yeah. So now you still, huh?
And look who joined right now, Arnstar.
Arnstar?
I don't think I can hear him
yet.
here.
There he is. Can you, your volumes are.
Look at, and the hairstyle is growing out. I love it. Looks good. Arn, you're looking sharp.
He's like, wait, where'd he go? I don't think he knows his volumes off. Well, anyways, Mr. Paul Starkman, welcome to my show, Who's That Girl From Roxbury? And I'm going to be interviewing you about your movie Wheels, starring Onstar. All right, thanks for being on my show.
Thanks. What's the name of your show? Do you have a name for it?
Yes, it's Who's That Girl From Roxbury?
I love it. So we had such a great time in Roxbury, coming to the festival, in the museum. It was fantastic.
Right. I remember you. Well, I met you at the Roxbury Film Festival.
Yeah.
I shout out to Lisa Simmons and Allison Simmons. And I did get to. Yeah, they're great. I love them so much. And I was so grateful to be on the committee for the past 2 years. But so, what I want to know. So you know the premise of my show, Paul.
Hang on one sec. Arn is texting me. He said he's having trouble. Let's see. Arn, can you hear now? I think it's a mute. It says you're mute.
Oh,
there he is. Okay, so Onstar. Well,
yes.
How you doing?
I am amazing, Queen. All is well. How about yourself?
I'm good. Just trying to keep busy and still do my show as best as I can. But I wanted Arnstar is the star of Wheels for everybody that is tuning in or whatever you're doing right now. He is the star of Wheels. And so thank you for being on the show. I already welcomed, Mr. Paul Starkman. So I'm welcoming you on my show, Who's That Girl From Roxbury? All right, so the premise of my show is, the premise, Paul. You've seen some of my shows, right?
I know, but I think you have to review a little bit with me so I know exactly.
Okay, so I'm not like a serious person. I'm not going to be asking you a whole bunch of like political stuff and all that, because the premise is to have a good time in life. We don't always have to be so serious all the time. So the premise of my show is I'm going to discuss your work with you, and then we're going to have a fun rapid round of like fun questions. That's just going to be so random and off the top, but I just like to get people out of their heads for a minute and just kind of let them have a good time. So you guys ready to have some fun?
Yes,
absolutely. Yes.
This is great. We're looking for a good time. We could all use some laughs and just some good energy and vibes with meeting new people and just enjoying ourselves. Let's do it.
All right. So I just want to know, Paul, what inspired you to become a filmmaker?
Wow, that's a great question. You know what? I have to say my brother was a photographer growing up. He was always taking pictures, and my father was around actors. And I just always thought that, that I just wanted to tell stories because I had so many stories running in my head and so many ideas, knowing through photography and through acting that I could express myself. So I would say my family, my father and my brother, definitely.
All right, that's a good answer.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want to know what was the inspiration. What was the inspiration behind Wheels? Like, what inspired you to write that film?
Well, I always love movies about New York. I love underdog stories. I love stories about people following their dreams. So I always wanted to make a movie. You know, when I was in film school, I was like, what's going to be my first film? And I love hip hop. I grew up in Brooklyn in the 80s. And so I just love hip hop.
Okay.
Rap, and I love rap music, I love beats,
Mhm.
and I think I just wanted to put it all together and just tell a story about an underdog story, like a Rocky type story. So when I was in school, I used to record Stretch and Bobbito tapes and take them and play them out in my car till they ran out, you know. And so I said, let me put my film ideas together with my musical love, and just put them together, and that is where I got the inspiration.
Okay, so now I want to know, how did Arnstar fit into all this? How did you find him? Because I know Arnstar. I know you do hip hop, and I know, and I know because you're a dancer and you're a hip hop artist. So I'm just wondering, like, how did you two cross paths?
I would say Arnstar, you're better at this than me. I mean, it was meant to be.
Yeah, it was really one of those universal alignment moments in like life period. So basically it was Zan initially, Zan Casting. She reached out to my email directly. She had reached out to my agent, but my agent bypassed it. But she said she had a feeling that this was something that I should do. So she reached out to me via email. And I had just finished Roxanne, portraying MC Shannon. And I was kind of like, just, yeah.
So
I was kind of just...
they mentioned you. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I was watching Lord Jamar has a podcast called "Got I Mean," you know what I mean, or whatever. And they mentioned you. MC Shan mentioned you. Yeah,
that's
go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta get that. I gotta make sure I watch that just to make sure.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Up.
Yeah, they gave you a shout out. Godfrey, the comedian, and MC Shan gave you a shout out.
That's big love. Okay, thank you for that update. I'll make sure I reach out to them and tell them thank you for sure.
Yeah.
And so, those are two great men, and MC Shan to be highlighted specifically. Basically, he gave me the understanding that an actor would not do the part how a true hip hopper would do the part. Like me, I express hip hop through most of the facets that it comes in, but mostly dancing and rapping for sure. And I was just like, I gotta get that. I did that. And then this opportunity came in, and I was a little bit on the rocks because I was like, I'm really not an actor. I just, kind of just knew that certain parts needed certain energy. So this one, I was like a lead role. I was so like, Paul, I was scared. I was like, nah, forget it. So I let it pass. And one of my friends texted me and was like, yo, this movie is for you. It's called Wheels. You got to be a part of it. And then another email came in that said the director wants to see you. I'm like, what director wants to see an actor that didn't come in and do casting? So I said, you know what? Let me just go. If I'm that bad, then they'll just pick somebody else. Right. So I go in. I'm a little bit like off the paper. I'm like, do you mind if I just read? He's like, no problem. We go through it a couple of times, and by the end of like me walking out the door, Paul could tell you how he felt about it, but it was a match made in heaven. And then, basically we the next day or maybe the next couple of days, we sat down, got something to eat. And once we recognized that we can have a communication with each other, that's when I knew like, all right, I'm all the way in. Because now I know you could direct me when it's time for me to be directed. So
no, you did so good. Because I saw the movie, was it last year at the Roxbury Film Festival? And I loved it. I was like, wow, because I'm a hip hop head too. So like I'm like all about hip hop and DJing. Because I used to, I'm not gonna age myself, but I used to break dance. So yeah. Anyways.
Okay.
You know, when I was like 2.
I see you. I see.
I was like 2. I was breakdancing. Okay, so now.
That's awesome.
So now I want to know, what was my next question? Okay, what advice would you give anyone looking to break into the movie or entertainment industry? Either one of you can answer.
You want to go first?
You go ahead, Paul. Like, this is your world. I'm just a guest.
This is your world. And you know what? Can I just back up real quick about the thing we connected? Just one. You know, we hadn't found a Max, the main role, when we were looking for the main role. We hadn't found the perfect match to inhabit Max. And when Arnstar walked in the room, and we were going to film in like 2 weeks, and when Arnstar walked in the room, Zan and I, there was something that happened. And when he started reading the words on the page and started performing, we looked at each other. It was like, I don't even know if we looked at, we just knew
that's
it was
him.
Magical from Arnstar, because you know, he gives off this, I know he's very humble and so forth, but he gives off this I don't know, this energy that's like the character needed this vulnerability, but also is very outgoing and a positive person. So he was able to take from his life and everything about him and put it in that initial meeting. And that's who you see on screen. And it was like, he was being told to come see it, and I was looking for the person. It was just like we met, and it was really a special. And we become like, you know, we're great friends. We're family.
And you know what's funny too, because I'm a writer as well. So like when you write a character, like you literally can, like, the writer can actually visualize what the character looks like and what they embody. So I understand, like, as soon as you saw him, you're like, that's him. I get it. I get it.
He was willing to, like, you know, maybe it was how you were in the moment, but that vulnerability of like, you're going through life and learning, and like it's all coming out in the scene, and it's just like, you know, what we're all kind of facing on trying to reach our goals. So it was just it's worked out so great. And
you know what scene I really liked in the movie? It was like when the guy finally gave him a chance to DJ, and I'm like, he screwed it up. Like, what happened? Like, that was like really, I don't know why that part spoke to me, but I was like, I really wanted him to win. I was like, just like kill it. And I was like, no. But everybody will have to watch the film to see what part I'm talking about.
Yeah. No spoil. Right. Yeah, well,
That's my guy right there. That's my guy. He put me in that position.
Yeah.
He let me. Yeah. I specifically like to just the preparation for the film, getting behind the DJ set, and like, you know, getting familiar with just being, you know, becoming a DJ, and even we did like a test to find out who would be the best counterpart as far as the love interest. It was like steps that prepared, like mentally got me ready to know, you know, what to be in, and you know, true to what Paul said, I was going through a lot of what Max was going through specifically at that time, even down to like the grandmother situation. You know, I was staying with my grandmother. She don't have dementia. She's very healthy, but like just that mindfulness of, you know, knowing, like, my grandmother could have been the grandma in the movie. She just got cold feet and didn't want to pop out. So we went ahead and got, you know what I mean? But Paul was like, yo, if you want your grandmother to be in it, you know what I mean?
You should have put your grandmother on.
Hey, that wasn't me. You know, grandmothers, oh no, baby, you go ahead. I don't, and then
I get it. I'm just messing with you. Okay. So now, Paul, what advice would you give a kid that wants to become the next big filmmaker? Like, what advice would you give someone to follow their dream if they dream of being a filmmaker?
Well, that's interesting because this is my first film. So, you know,
Okay.
that is still for me, like to make more films, I still have that. So I'll just speak on like what I think on a daily basis. You have to trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust the passion that you want, that you have inside of you, and whatever people say, you know, that's not with you, then you have to move on, and you have to put yourself around people that may know more than you too, so that you can learn from them.
Right.
I was fortunate enough to go to film school, and the film school I went to, American Film Institute. I was very young when I went there, but I put in the mindset that I want to learn from, I don't want to, like, I didn't think of myself as like the next great filmmaker. I went there to like learn from people that were older than me, so that then when it's my time to speak, I will have the right tools, you know?
Right.
And so
You have the knowledge.
I'll have the knowledge. So I was open for that to learn, and also, but trusting my stories, trust that I do have something to say, that I do, you know, and we're constantly telling ourselves that, looking in the mirror and saying, you can do this, you can do it every day, all of us. But just, I think if you just maintain on a path that you can trust, then just stay on that path and don't, you know, let things veer you off. And it's good to start when you're young and you don't have that much to, if you don't have a family at first, then, or even if you just to follow it and don't let anything get in your way. And, you know, there's many ways to tell a story. It doesn't have to be the biggest budget film. It doesn't have to be, a story is a story. And if it touches people, then, you know, the way it touches people, even if it's on a small canvas, then you can still do that. So every time you step out, know that you just want to do your best, whatever format it is, and then keep going.
Yeah, and the most important thing is like keep negative people, like just keep negative people, like the people that tell you all the like you have an idea and someone starts throwing out the negatives first. Yes. I personally, in my life, I normally cut those people out of my life.
Yes.
If I tell someone an idea and they're like, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do next? I'm like, okay, they're staying. But if someone says to me, no, will you? I'm like, yeah, you probably won't be in my life. Count down, 5, 4, like, okay. Because it's super important to keep people around you that believe in your dreams and believe in what you're doing, you know? So anyways, so enough of that.
No, absolutely. And you know, if you spend more time talking about those people or the things that are in your way, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, those things, then you have to just say, okay, what's my focus here, and reassess, because those are walls that you're building. You know, you need to cut those walls down and just stay. Yeah.
All right, you guys. Okay, so you guys ready to have some fun? Because I'm done with those. I'm done.
We've already been having fun.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Right. I'm about to hit you with my question. Look at Paul's ready.
I have no idea what's coming.
Arnstar, you've never seen my show, so you don't know what you're in for. But you ready?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. So I want to know, what was your first concert like, and who'd you go with?
Wow.
What was my first concert like, and who did I go with? Man, what was my first concert like?
This is why I ask these questions.
I don't know. I would say I actually performed at the first concert I went to.
Okay.
It was Up Close and Personal tour with Chris Brown and Bow Wow, Soulja Boy.
Ooh, subtle flex.
Wow.
And yeah, like, you know, I was running around with Lil Mama Camp for a long time. That's family. And so I was performing, I was dancing, like I was turning up. So that was fire, like to be in a building and to actually have the back, like the access behind the scenes, and to see like what it feels like in Madison Square Garden. Like that was just like, for me at a young age, that was really that launching pad for me to recognize that my dreams are attainable. And I never had a you can't do this attitude. I always had an attitude of like, it's always achievable because of moments like that at such a young age.
Mm.
You know, so by the time 16, 17, yeah, I was like Taj Mahal, like Foxwoods, like we turned up. So that's like my
I
first
know.
concert.
Shout out to Little Mama.
You feel me?
Shout out to Little Mama. I don't think everybody knows that's your sister. Shout out to Growing Up Hip Hop.
You feel me? Yeah, so you know, like that's like my first concert experiences. It's like performing. So I had a great time.
All right. So you just flexed on everybody. So yeah. So Paul.
No, wow. So two come to mind because I think they were close. One, I went to with this in second grade. I went to Foreigner 4 concert in like Long Island, I think it was. But I didn't even know who they were. You know, they were huge at that time. But then 1985, I think I told Arnstar this, my father won tickets through Burger King for the Jackson 5 reunion tour.
Wow. Okay. Right.
My father, and we went, you know, I had every Michael Jackson poster on the wall, the one with the velvet on it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to that concert, and I'll never forget him moonwalking across the stage. It was like I was
Wow.
10.
Nice.
11.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm dating myself.
All right. So that's another flex.
Paul
right,
won that
so-
flex.
I think he got it. I think he got it.
That's my biggest inspiration outside of my family is Michael Jackson.
Because your father's a break dancer. Your father was part of the oh God, what hip hop group break dancing crew was your father a part of?
Rocksteady.
Rocksteady. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So now my next question is, who are your top 3 basketball players of all time? I'll tell you mine first. I'll tell you mine because this is one of my favorite questions, even though it's my question. Okay, my top 3, Clyde Drexler, Michael Jordan, and Allen Iverson.
Allen,
I'm not mad at that. What's up, Paul? Where you at with it? I'm gonna finish it off. You go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead, Paul. Let me see.
Okay, I've got to go with, you know, I'm Paul Starkman. I got to go with John Starks, right? I got to go with John Starks. I've got to go with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And you know, I used to like Ewing on the Knicks too. So yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm the youngster on the block, so you know I'm going straight with Jordan.
Okay.
Right. And then after Jordan, I would say I like Tracy McGrady a lot. It was more of his style of approach to the game that really opened it up for me. And then kids used to always be like, "You look like him." So I was like, here we go. So
Arnstar is amazing at basketball too.
Huh?
You're amazing at basketball.
Oh, I mean, you know, I had my little heyday back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So I take pride in that a little bit. And then my third one, man, who am I going with? I'm gonna go ahead and say Kobe, because Kobe was just like, he was really bigger than the game. And it was his mental fortitude that really opened up and still serving me even now. Like, rest in peace. Like the way he approached life through like meditation and soundless and sound likeness of like understanding, that really is what he has essentially put on the court. And like Lakers, I used to hate the Lakers. I used to hate Kobe being so great, because I'm like, why are they going to other people's buildings, treating it like it's LA, like it's downtown LA? And it was because of the Zen meditation like that they was under. So those are my 3 I'm running with.
And not only that, Phil Jackson would give them like all those books, and I know my stuff. Phil Jackson, he's the real yogi, but I'm not gonna go there. But rest in peace to Kobe's. Okay, so those are your top 3. All right. So I want to know, what is your favorite hangover food? If you drink.
That's a good one. You go on. You.
What was I mean, I used to enjoy myself. I don't really drink too much no more. hangover food. Tylenol? Nah, I'm just no, I'm just
Arnstar and I have been at the diner at like 3 a.m. too, though. So
yeah, I don't know what's my favorite hangover food though. Like, I mean, I'm not, I'm out the culture when it comes to drinking and then waking up and what I mean, trying to figure out what's
horrible.
Yeah, I'm horrible at that. So I don't know. Pizza? I don't know.
Okay, good answer.
Yeah.
Paul?
Likewise, but I do I don't really drink that much either, but I do like a late night after the party, going to the diner and getting some like either a burger or corned beef hash and eggs. That's kind of my
That used to be my favorite hangover food too. A nice greasy hamburger, but not too much anymore. Now it's more like I got a little like bougie with it. Now I like eggs Benedict, as crazy as that may sound. I don't know.
Good. Yeah.
Not mad at you.
Yeah.
Not mad. Bougie. Okay, so now I want to know, what is your favorite episode of the Boondocks? I like Arnstar's facial expression.
I'm just answering through the facial expression.
Yeah, I think you. What do you think, Lauren? Because I don't think
I really don't watch it like that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I have a backup.
I catch a lot of like clips. Like I catch a lot of the educational portion clips. Like for me personally, the Boondocks is so put together with such thought and like understanding that I feel like whoever's making it is like, yo, we really have to like be over the top and then get super educational. Like, so I'm stick around for like the moments on Instagram where they start breaking down like the prison systems and stuff like that. And I'm like, yes, like that's what I need to see. But everything else is just like a little bit too much for me personally.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Do you have a favorite?
So do I have a favorite? Oh my God. The favorite episode of mine was Uncle Ruckus, when he had like some kind of spiritual awakening and he was trying to be a preacher. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my favorite episode. When Uncle Ruckus, I forget the name of the episode, but anyways, he had like some kind of spiritual awakening and he was being a preacher and he was, that was my favorite episode of the Boondocks. That and the Gangstalicious episode. Oh, shoot. That's my favorite. No, I'm switching it. That's my favorite episode, the Gangstalicious.
That is okay. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. All right, so now I'm gonna ask you my signature question. You guys ready?
Oh, now I'm nervous. She froze on me.
You watched the show, Paul. Okay.
Cordelia,
am I back?
Oh, there you go.
There it is. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. My building has bad reception, but okay. So now I'm gonna ask you my signature question. Okay. So what I want to know is, what is your favorite backyard barbecue song? Go.
Summertime.
What is it?
Go on, go. You.
Go ahead, Paul. You had it.
No, you.
Love Come Down, Evelyn Champagne King.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. And I go Summertime, Fresh Prince.
Okay. And mine's is Shannon, Let the Music Play. Oh. So me and Onstar, we're kind of on the same, because that's my favorite one.
Classics.
Yeah, you have to take it back. Like we can cookout, take it back.
So yeah, I for some reason, I don't know what it is about Shannon. It just makes you want to dance, you know? But
it's so funny. When we were editing Wheels, we had that in as a temp track. Let them play. Yep, in the club scene. Yeah, but with licensing and everything, we could, so that's all.
It changed the whole dynamics of the film. Like, just like the film, like the songs that we had originally, it's really essentially a whole different movie from what you're experiencing now. But like I tell Paul all the time, like, yo, man, I need to see that. I need to send me the link to that one too, so I could just look at both. Cause like I remember looking at the new one. The new one is amazing, and I'm like, when did we shoot this scene? And it was the music that was different that made me not even recognize certain scenes that I shot.
Isn't it
And
funny
I'm
how
like,
music sets the tone for certain things? Like music is super important. I don't think people realize how important music is.
Oh yeah.
But you know, and also, you know, the guy that played your brother in the movie, what's his name?
Josh
Okay.
Boone.
Josh
Yeah.
I just saw a movie with him recently called Premature.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yes.
I really, really enjoyed that. Like, I really enjoyed that film. But anyways, I'm not gonna get off your film. Your film is Wheels.
He's an amazing actor,
Yeah.
and you know, that film came out this past year too, and it was a Sundance film, and yeah, he's amazing, Joshua.
It was so good. It was so good. It's so good. But okay, so now I just want to let everybody know where they can find you on social media and also how they can watch the film.
Yes. So Wheels is available on Amazon Prime, iTunes, Apple TV, Vudu, Fandango, Google Play. Basically, if you go to thewheelsfilm.com, and it has all the links to it right there on the homepage, thewheelsfilm.com, or at The Wheels Film on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And you can find me at Arnstar, ARNSTAR. Yeah, keep up with me. Like I am a universe within my own self. Music, dancing, movies, inspiration, more importantly than anything. Like if you somebody that knows you need like a pick me up or a boost and words impact your life, I definitely got like a quotable that you're gonna walk away with a whole different vision. So, you know, I'm excited to meet you when you get there.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being on my show. You know, I wish I could do this in person, but like this is what we're doing now. So, but thank you guys so much for being on, answering my fun questions. And thank you guys for watching my show, Who's That Girl from Roxbury? And all the best to you guys in the future. And thank you so much for being on my talk show. Right?
No problem.
Yeah, we just appreciate you having us. So thank you so much.
And thank you so much. Good night, you guys.
All right, peace.
All right, see you.